say thank you. Well, on behalf of all Jamaicans, I just want to say thank you to the world for helping us to rebuild our country. Jiggy jiggy and march, march. But make we dance with it now. Come make we march, all Jamaicans. We are one big family. Time come for deliverance, so make we march in unity. Whether PNP or labor rights, our God loves all of we. Well, on behalf of all Jamaicans, I just want to say thank you to the world for helping us to rebuild our country. Jiggy jiggy and march, march. But make we dance it now. Come make we march, all Jamaicans. We are one big family. Time come for deliverance, so make we march in unity. Whether PNP or labor rights, our God loves all of we. We are marching on to progress. Jam down and feel all of we. Everything Melissa broke down, we are gonna build back. We are gonna build back better than before. Every house we broke down, we are gonna build back. Cause our God has blessings in store. Time come to rebuild together. Cause Jamaica is our home. We are stepping out of darkness into the light. We're gonna build stronger roof and doors.
Good morning, Liberates, and good morning to all other comebacks watching this channel. Welcome to another episode of Political Hard Talk. I am your host, none other than the greatest Laborite alive. Good morning, my people. Good morning. No, this morning, as a Laborite, you know, fear is fear, and where credit is due, we must give credit, my people. And I want to, you know, give Dayton Campbell his flowers this morning, you know, for being a true Jamaican patriot. But before we get into that, my people, we have a few clips that we're going to play this morning, and let us roll out the morning shout outs, my people. See? So, I'm going to stay tuned for Dayton Flowers, right? So, Beverly Clark, good morning. Michelle Townsend, good morning. Denmere, good morning. Paul, big up yourself. Warrell, big up yourself. Tanya, big up yourself. Sylvan, big up. Esco, big up yourself. And Ryan, big up yourself. Janet, big up. Karine, big up yourself. Khaleesi, big up yourself. Mr. Leach, big up yourself. Michelle Chambers, good morning. Rohan, big up yourself. Aslinger, good morning. Now, there's 53 of us, guys. I'm not see if you can get me to at least 30 thumbs up. 62 we know. See if you can get me to at least 30 thumbs up. So hit the three dots in the right hand corner of the screen, hit the thumbs up button, or double tap the phone screen. Please subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. I am Venetia. Big up yourself. Good morning. Now, before we give Dayton his flowers, my people, I want to take you guys to something that happened in Westmoreland. Big up yourself, Amai. Good morning. Father that night, big up yourself. Good morning.
There have been a major break-in in the staff room here at the school. They have stolen the school's personal property.
Big up yourself, Patrick Brown. You know, I just want to play this for you hear how just trifling how some people are, you know. Them people in Westmoreland, they're very trifling, and they rob from the school. You know, robbing from the school is robbing from a child. You know, taking away from a child's education. That is very disgusting. See? Big up yourself in a freestyle.
Including a number of laptops, which is critical to the learning of the students. They have been threatening the shelter managers and the person who are working here at the shelter. The behavior has gone beyond now the level that I'm going to accept. I'm going to request that the police have a 24 hours present here at the school, because I am not prepared to put the lives of the persons who have volunteered their services here to be subjected to any threats, any level of disrespect. And the fact that these people have broken into the school that is providing shelter for them and have stolen the school property, these people must understand that the school has provided a roof over their heads in their times of needs. And all because the fact that they are now required to leave the school, government is making provisions for them. Some are willing to go, some don't want to go. We are not going to compromise any of the 4 positions that was made to them on Wednesday. It is totally unacceptable. And I'm going to urge them, I'm going to appeal again to their conscience. Let good sense prevail on this matter. I am going to be requesting that the police establish a 24-hour post here at the school to protect the school property and to protect the decent persons who are staying here, plus the staff and those who are managing the shelter.
So, a lot of persons, would see Dayton Campbell on my screen, and I know labor rights don't like him much. This morning, we're going to play a clip of Dayton Campbell in the House of Parliament. I've had this clip for a couple of days, but, other matters why I did not play it. So we're going to go through it this morning. But I want to, big up Dayton for being a stalwart of Jamaica. I want to big him up for being a patriot, a true patriotic Jamaican. And I want to say, congratulations to Dayton Campbell, because of Dayton Campbell being the worst General Secretary of Jamaica who still have a Labour Party government. So big up Dayton Campbell. Big up Dayton Campbell, big up Dayton Campbell for me. See, Dayton Campbell is a true Jamaican patriot, and because of him being the worst General Secretary in the history of Jamaica, we still got a Labour Party government. Anyway, we're gonna move to the clip now. See? Listen to this, my people.
Member from Eastern Westmoreland.
Minister, if JPS is requiring $450 million so that the good people of Eastern Westmoreland and elsewhere can receive electricity, and currently, from what we are aware of thus far, the government is willing to lend $1 out of the amount. Yes?
I want to listen how just daft these people are. Now listen to them. These are the people that wanted to run Jamaica.
Of the 450, the government is willing to lend 450, government is willing to lend 150. Well, 350, whichever figure it is. Say 350, the government is willing to lend 150. But they require 350 so that all the persons that are currently affected can get back light.
JPS said they needed 350. They never said they needed 350 from the government. See? So we continue to listen. And listen to them trying to politicize this thing.
What is the sum that is required by JPS to restore electricity to all of the persons who are currently affected?
So the Minister of Energy has just indicated $150 million US.
So that means that the $350 million is to restore and?
Those are details that we don't have. JPS would be the entity that would answer those questions as to the details of any loan that they take on.
But I'm not sure, Minister, that that is what we were presented with in this House. We were told that JPS required $350 million and that the government would be loaning $150 million. That is what we were told.
Absolutely.
Has that number been revised?
So the minister has indicated US 150 to restore by the end of January 2026.
This is not a political soapbox moment to just say 150 and you get back light. It's not. What we're talking about here is also the finance.
By the way, you know, this is a guy whose constituency needs light and have been completely decimated. See? So, I don't understand what's the semantics about. What will matter to me is if my people get back light or not. See? I could care less where JPS get the other 200 from. They say they need 150 from the government. And the government grant them the 150. And them say light is going to be restored in Westmoreland. That's all I want to hear. Me no care about nothing else. See?
This is of the country. So I'm saying, I need to know when JPS did their estimates, their assessment as to the damage from the devastating Category 5 hurricane, what is it that is required to restore electricity to all of the persons that were affected? That's what I need to know, because previously...
They not say 350 Dayton, Canberra. They say 350. But JPS is a majority privately owned company, Dayton, Canberra. That would mean that for the 20% that Jamaica have obligation to, that is the reason why they are putting up that 150 for help. But they are not obligated to the company itself. JPS is a private company. They can find the other 200 million from, you know, shareholders and people who own stocks. You know? I don't understand why these people are acting as if they're stupid. You know?
We were all of the impression that that was 350 million. Then we heard it being revised upwards to about 400 million. And now we are told that only 150 million is required to restore electricity to all affected persons.
All right, so member, please put your questions to the Minister of Energy in the order, the Parliament order, and he will respond at that time.
When you hear Angela Brownberg, anytime Parliament are going, you hear Angela Brownberg mouth in the dark like a midnight. I don't understand why she always have to make nice and being disrespectful.
Just to follow up on that, it is an important question, because if 350 million is the figure that is required and they have received 150, it would leave a shortfall of 200. It makes a whole heap of sense. Yes, they want light. Yes, they do. And that's why we need to know how much to give them light.
Member,
we need to know how much to give them the light that they need.
Member, hold on, member. The JPS is not a government entity. It is not a ministry agency or department of government. Hold on.
I'm holding.
And so, member, while you can ask questions as it relates to what is in the budget and the supplementary estimate, to ask how a business plans to be able to finance and execute.
I wasn't asking that.
The remainder of the money needed to
Guys, don't get me up some thumbs up now, man. We ask for 100 thumbs up per live, you know. Seeing there's 200 of us, we must can get 100 thumbs up then. Seeing we got doubling numbers, so at least 100 thumbs up. Please hit the phone screen twice and get with some thumbs up. See?
restore us.
No.
To restore us of the Minister of Finance would not be appropriate at this place and stage.
Madam Chair, you are accusing me of something that I did not do or I did not say. My concern is that my government, yes, is lending from taxpayers' money 150 million US to JPS.
So we want to know about the other 200. We are lend. See? I realize I'm chip out a while. You tell me if you not hear me. Now hear me? Yeah, I realize I'm freeze a while ago. You tell me if you not hear me. Alright, Patrick, I hear me. You not hear me now. Alright.
I need to know, right, if that is a wise financial transaction that my government is undertaking. I have a right to know that. The answer to that question is not just that the people want light. If they require 350 and their license only has 2 more years on it, then any prudent individual is going to think twice before they lend them the money because they have no guarantee to continue operating beyond 2 years.
So they are trying to mislead the people. Now, whoever runs JPS, the government is lending the company JPS the money. See? So the people that is there now, if their contract is not renewed, the government is lending JPS the money. Somebody have to come in and take over. They have to go buy out the company and buy out all the debt and everything. Everybody know how company go when they buy a company. So the PNP is purposely trying to mislead the people of Jamaica. See? As per usual.
Remember,
So
hold
on
on a
what
moment.
basis
Remember,
did the finance ministry take a decision to lend the 150 million?
remember, hold on a minute, please.
Madam Speaker, just to say, Chair, this matter was raised in the House and was fully ventilated. The Minister of Energy gave a comprehensive statement on this matter. The questions were asked. I made this point to make. We are not saying that there can be further concerns. Questions have been asked about the loan and have been answered. The other questions would have to be directed to the Minister of Energy. And I will...
So the PNP is trying every God almighty thing to get a bit of traction behind this thing. And all them saying and take off. They still, even when they say not take off, every day they come to parliament and they ask some kind of bullshit like this. And they know full well that the money is ring fence. Either way you take it, the money is safe. If we don't get back the money, we get shares in a JPS. See? And if the people who own JPS leave, they don't leave with the money. See? They have to left it behind. And whosoever come have to pay back the government the money. It's plain and simple as that.
I will repeat, a lot of the information that is now being shared is information that was shared by the Minister of Energy in his statement. And it's information that...
You see this I know? We can tell you, say we will never, you see over the next 5 years, if we have to do anything that requires a 2/3 majority vote, it will never pass this House of Parliament. The Jamaican people who voted for Mark Golding voted against progress in Jamaica. See them 14 extra seats that we want to give them? This is why they might behave so. So no business that the government want to conduct that is going to benefit the people of Jamaica. These people will not, or will never agree with it. Remember what I'm telling you.
Questions, the same questions were asked. Same questions.
I thank you very much, Madam Chairman. This matter is a matter for the Ministry of Finance, especially because the Minister had promised further details, because when the presentation was done by the Minister of Energy, we did not have the details. And it is quite rightly put, because it is going to be in this budget a provision for 23 billion Jamaican dollars that the Ministry of Finance is lending to a body corporate on the basis that that would be some part payment for the complete sum that is to come somehow for the restoration. So if the Minister of Finance is going down the road to lend this money, the Ministry of Finance ought to be able to say that they are satisfied that the full money for restoration will come, or else it is just your loan down the wicket. And
then what, my people? What if the government lend them the 150 and say next month these people are working so hard, power is fully restored to everywhere, and then I need to go another 2 months? What if the 150 can do? And who tell them say JPS don't have the other 200 already? I am sure JPS can find 200 million US. I am certain of it. They can get it for borrow. Or they can get it from their stakeholders. I am certain of it. Why the PNP need to know where JPS I get the other 200 from? Why reason? For what? They ask the government for 150 and the government provide 150. If they want the whole 300, they would ask the government for the whole 350. They never do that. They ask for 150 and the government give them for borrow. So they must find the two other 200 from somewhere. Why they only ask for 150? What happened to them people?
And I think it's inappropriate, unless, Minister, you are going to resign from the 350, which I don't know how you can credibly do that when we were told that it's 350.
No, we're hearing about one.
So the question to you, Minister, is, are you satisfied that it is only 150 million US that is needed to restore all the electricity, especially from the members' constituency of East, Westerland, and so on? If there is more needed, is the minister satisfied that that more will be coming, and from whom? Because, Minister, the direct question to you is whether or not the government of Jamaica will be footing the entire bill of 350. And that's the question.
The government tell them the week before, and the government tell them last week, say, we was only asked for 150, and that is what we provide. We no business with the rest. The government already tell them that, you know. And then come on for third week in a row now, them ask the same question. Where government to know about JPS and them private business? Government is supposed to involve in a people private business. Separate aside from the rules that businesses must operate by or govern by. They're not business with nothing else. The daily running and the operation of the people them business. They're not business with that. My God.
No, it is a question.
What is unfair?
What is unfair? Is it?
The minister tell them, we are lending this money to JPS so power can be restored 100% by the end of January. Did we not? Daryl Vaz said that in the clip that we played. Daryl Vaz said that full restoration will be done by the end of January. That would say to me that JPS must have found the other 200 million from somewhere. They must have it already. I know the government give them for them on top. They have the money to do it. Common sense would tell me that. So what is the PNP still going on about, my people? Wanna tell me?
Minister of Finance.
You hear them here? Then the people down the elect in our house. You know, Holly get a crow bait. The vote for PNP. And that you know, elect in our house. One pack of holes. See? Them behave like one pack of ape. I saw them behave in our house. You know, hear them? No decorum, no discipline, nothing. Them the people they don't want to run the country. One is a set of handhole and a set of jackass. All on we vote for PNP. No move up. Come me tapping a man on the face.
Members will have to be quiet
members,
to allow the Minister of Finance to...
I'm going to
We will have to be quiet to allow the Minister. We will need... Members, could you allow the Minister of Finance to respond? Hold on now.
It is taxpayers' money, it's not your money, it's the people of Westmoreland money too. And then we have like, we need to know how much to bring them to life. You're going to tell me for this. Oh, they want to like come back. You want how much to bring back. You can bring back life if you don't know how much to bring. You knew it was 150 before you did. Like you said 350, you don't say 150. You knew it was 150. You knew it was 150. Go on, man.
They might ask the question and they would even allow the minister to respond. Yeah? Would you hear them? When a minister stands, and this is a rule, this is a rule that both NP and JLP voted for. This is a standing order. When a minister stands to his or her feet to answer a question, or to make a statement, or stand on a point of order, that minister must be heard in silence. You know, hear the PNP, them a behave? We continue to listen.
I start the work already. It started at east, it's 2 weeks away. Go over yourself, man. One ball broke in next one, 2 match up. Next ball, 2 match up.
Members, are you interested in coming back to committee meeting? For those who are outside, are you ready to come back in? Remember the other.
No, this no respect, pure disrespect. PNP have brought even the House of Parliament. The House of Parliament is what governs Jamaica. It governs over the judiciary, it governs over the military, it governs over the police, and it governs over the rest of it. If there's no discipline there at the head, how can there be discipline anywhere else, Jamaica? Somebody tell me. This is the behavior of the people that we have elected to have some decorum and to watch over and be good steward over the rest of us. This is their behavior, you know? This is their behavior. And no wonder nothing happened in the 19 years that they governed over the country. Because this is their behavior.
Those of us would like to continue our meeting.
Madam Chair.
Members, yes, I think the Minister of Finance was trying.
The Minister of Finance would love to respond.
Madam Chair,
if we would allow the Minister of Finance would like to respond. Members, would you be so kind as to allow her to speak? Member Campbell, Member Vaz, before that, please.
So what needs to happen, my people? We need faith. And I hope, you know, the member for business in the house is listening. I hope the speaker, the Prime Minister, is listening. What we need to do is to legislate now, draft a bill, an emergency bill. What this bill does is if the speaker speak to you 3 times about a certain behavior, and you persist, then business is suspended for that day because of you. You are asked not to come back to the house for the rest of the month, and you forfeit that month's salary. That's what I would have done if I was the speaker. We continue to listen.
Please.
So, Madam Speaker, thank you. There are obviously many questions that the members have, the details of which I am not able to give at this moment. As you said earlier on, JPS is a private entity, and I would implore members to come with their questions, to ask those questions of the Minister of Energy at another parliament when he's able to answer in great detail all of those questions. What I can say is that the request that was made of us at the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service was for a loan of 150 million US dollars. And you would have heard the Minister of Energy say that that is for restoration by the end, restoration minister, by the end of January 2026. 90% by the end of December 2025.
And those who are
So, mere weeks from now, the government is projecting to have full restoration. I can tell you about Savlamar. JPS has gone now, are starting to put in, the poles and wires into the side roads, into communities, leading into communities. But the problem that they're having now is, they are saying that persons need to make safe the wire that run to their house from the pole. So when they turn on back the power, it is not any danger to anybody. See? So obviously they have not reached every community yet, but work is going on in the side communities and schemes to put in back light posts and put up the wires. That work has started, but some houses are completely damaged, some houses are partially damaged, so they have said, and the government yesterday released $1 billion to help with that. See, to make safe those wires and to reconnect houses that are able to put on back their roofs. See, so the government has stepped in and they have pumped $1 billion in, so persons can get, inspected quick and fast, and power can be restored. So the government is really targeting Christmas. They said by the end of January, but they are really targeting Christmas. They want to have power restored to almost everywhere by Christmas, so we can have a decent Christmas. And the PNP in its current form is a mischievous party. They are, like what I like to say, a scourge on the history of Jamaica now. I personally believe that the PNP in its current form should be, disbarred. I go as far as say that the PNP in its current form should go on a terror watch list. The PNP is a prescribed mafia in its current form under the leadership of old Bucky Swamps, or, we like to call him El Buck Chopper. We, the right people of Jamaica, do not agree with the PNP and their behavior. They have brought our country on its knees. The JLP had to come in and rescue Jamaica again for the third time. See? And they are hell-bent in destroying not only our democracy, but they are hell-bent on destroying every single sector of our society. And why? Why do they want to destroy it? to gain political power. See? So we, the regular, well-thinking Jamaicans, the ones that are seeing through them and seeing what they are, seeing them for who they are, seeing the party for what it is, a cult movement. You know, we are standing in unison. I am sure that even the well-thinking PNP, because we see Natalie Stark, we see Mama Karen, we see Michelle, I will say a few others who are our prominent members of the PNP, but they are well-thinking Jamaicans that want better and want good for their country. So they stand against the tyranny of Rise United. See? So we, the regular right-thinking Jamaicans, will continue to reject the PNP. What they are trying to do is try to pick away at small things and hoping that something will land. Just like how the whole Integrity Commission thing landed, but then they couldn't prove it. But the Jamaican people managed to hold on. Still can't prove it now. You know, we must never allow the PNP in the form that it is to ever form government in Jamaica ever again. We see how they behave. We see their behavior. They have no discipline. And by the way, just like how some of we would have sit down and watch House of Parliament in Britain, some of we would have sit down and watch the Senate in the United States. Some of we might watch Parliament in Canada and in Australia. Persons sit down and foreign and watch House of Commons or, you know, House of Representatives in Jamaica. Yes, people sit down and watch it. And people in the world, people in position of power, they have seen and they are seeing the behavior of the People's National Criminal Organization. Packed with wolves and vagabonds. With a leader who is hell-bent on dividing people that don't share the same pigment as him because he don't see us as equal. So he don't respect us. And his pack of wolves that is following behind their leader, Humpty Dumpty, who sat up on a wall, who had a great fall at the last election, but it weren't great enough. You know? He and them, or they and he, have decided that they do not respect us, the people. They do not respect the laws that governs the house, the rules and the regulation. They are above the law, and by extension, you know, they are above even the government that is governing the country, because this is how they are behaving. They have no respect. We need now to get serious, Mrs. Holness. Prime Minister, we need to get serious. If we ever go expect that our country are have discipline, we have to be able to discipline the people that is I want to use the right verbiage here. The people that are elected to look over us, whenever, you know, that duty is not carried out correctly, there should be some kind of punishment behind that. Good morning to my beautiful wife. Good morning, baby. Patrick, big up yourself. DGG, big up. Nicola, big up yourself. Jeffrey, big up yourself as well. Josephine, big up yourself. Now, I said earlier on that the government should go now, draft a bill, bring it to Parliament, in that bill, and if I was a member of parliament, I would have drafted it myself and bring it to the house, bring it to the table, bring it to the house to be tabled. In that bill, when you behave how the PNP is behaving, you would ask to leave after 3 times of asking to observe the rules. And when you, after the 4th time, and I ask you to leave, you forfeit your next month's salary. And the speaker should have the power now. The speaker should have the power. Depends on the level at which the rules was broken to further take your pay 2 and 3 months. Let me see how they behave in the house. If people are watching the House of Commons or the House of Representatives, I keep saying the House of Commons, that is the England House of Commons, the House of Representatives in Jamaica. And we have seen how the people that support the PNP have been behaving. We see them online. We see them in our day-to-day life. They have no respect. In cuss the Prime Minister and cuss the Prime Minister and his wife, all the Prime Minister children, them cuss. That is neither here or there. But when you come to the House of Parliament, which the people elect you to go and represent them at the highest level, it is a privilege to be elected to the House of Representatives. You must be grateful that people can see you as a leader and said, I put my trust in Dayton Campbell and I want Dayton Campbell to represent me in the House of Parliament, to go there before the Jamaican people and tell the Jamaican people that us, the people of Eastern Westmoreland, send Dayton Campbell here to represent us and to speak on our behalf. And when Dayton Campbell behave in the manner that he does, he's disrespecting the good people of Eastern Westmoreland who elected him, gave him the chance, gave him the privilege to be one of the giants amongst us. Highly paid giant, $15 million a year. Taxpayers are paying him to behave in the manner that he's behaving. It is unacceptable and something must be done. I am calling on my government to draft a bill to fix these issues in our House of Parliament. It must be respected. It is where the laws of this land are made. And we cannot have a pack of wolves and vagabonds behaving in the manner that they are behaving and wanting to watch over the rest of us. Else what is the point? If they can't observe the rules, why should any of us in society observe the rules? If they cannot be a voice of reason, why should any of us, the regular man, be a voice of reason? And this is why the society got out of control and got out of hand many years ago, because of the leadership of people. We don't need glasses to see. It is self-evident. That is the PNP that have brought this country into disrepute, and they continue to do it till this day. They're a pack of wolves and should be treated as such. No, there is debate. You can debate and get a point across. You can debate and debate with respect. And we expect these people to debate with the utmost respect, with the utmost integrity. No Jamaican, not me or any other, should be coming here to tell the PNP, who formed the first political party in Jamaica, who made a lot of the rules that governs the House of Parliament, how to be behaving in the Parliament. It is absolutely sickening that these people have nothing to offer the country of Jamaica. They had nothing to offer then. American people rejects them and they cannot respect that. They cannot say, all right, cool, the Jamaican people reject us. Let us go and reform and rebuild and come before them again with something new. They are trying to hinder the growth and hinder the progress of the Jamaican people. They did not want Dayton Campbell, Eastern Westmoreland, Dayton Campbell is arguing against the government lending money to JPS. JPS is trying to restore power to Eastern Westmoreland. This is your representative who you elected and sent to the House of Parliament and is paying him $15 million a year. He is okay that $15 million can buy him Delco plant. He can buy him 10 Rhino jump. He can fix back in roof when it blow off. He can buy him back a house. He is who you elect to go and speak for you. He is okay in his life. Separate and aside from that $15 million, Dayton Campbell is a doctor and also a lawyer. He is okay. So here he is telling you guys that he want the government to do this and he want the government to do that, but he's fighting against the government giving $150 million to restore energy to you guys who are suffering. You are the ones who don't have any roofs. You are the ones who can't get a cold drink of water because the fridge can't turn on, no electricity no did. It is not him or his party. They are okay. All of them are multi-billionaires. One of my moderators say if you can block the donkey off of my life. See, we do not allow any propaganda on this life. See? So the dunk say both PNP and JLP set absolutely no example. That is a lie. The JLP is not behaving in the manner how the PNP is behaving. So moderator, please block him off of my life. We do not accept any propaganda on here. Good. It is so unfortunate. So unfortunate that a man like Danny Lawrence, who has been there with the people of Eastern Westmoreland, day in, day out, he's from there. And he was there with them. And these people took money and turned their back on Danny Lawrence. No integrity. No bratopsy. No decorum. And they elect a man that is not from there. He has no interest there. He's not from there. He don't even know the terrain. It is that man now who is fighting against the government giving $150 million to restore electricity. That is what is happening. So when they come and tell us, they want answer as to where the other $2 million are going to come from because they want to know if the government are going to shortfall. So what if the government are going to shortfall? Your people, they never get back electricity. Shouldn't that be your first priority? Where you chastise the government, but if the government have to go find the other 200 million for? What you care about that? As long as your people, they won't get back electricity, that should be all. That should be okay. But that is not what the government is saying. The government is lending them $150 million. They must know how they might get the other 200 and then probably have it already. So make no mistake about it. These people want to be in the House of Parliament, mischief, and to stop our nation from growing and blossoming into what she needs to be or what she should have been. Years ago, they are the one who have held on this country for that 19 years. So don't any of you dirty scumbags come here and talk about JLP and PNP are same thing. We are not the same. And that this JLP government, this current Andrew Holness-led government, was able to grow our economy for 20 consecutive quarters unbroken, and it is Beryl that come and broke it. We would have been richer if it wasn't for Beryl. This government did it. In the 19 years that the PNP was in power, the country grew 2 quarters only. 2 quarters only. This government grew the economy for 20 consecutive quarters. One half of the one for anybody when I understand what consecutive means. We are not the same. It is this government that is building out our infrastructure and building out our health facilities and building out our education system, building out our police framework and apparatus. We are not the same. The PNP failed in their 19 years. That is what they did. Failed miserably. And I go like on a blind, like on a see because you all on works and careless and you could collect $2,500 in a brown envelope. You don't care about the development of the country. You don't move right in front of me and go for my custody this morning. You hear? Selfish. And it is the same selfishness why they ran and vote for the PNP the other day. Because they don't want to come out go work. Because Chief Prime Minister says, see heart, they don't go and go work. See work, they don't go and go work. You don't want to work, you don't want to sit down in the yard and collect money from government. Like you don't put on money, you don't move and go and go look work. You don't get tired and see Andrew face. And you don't have to go look work. You don't have to go look work. And it's a set of scumbags. And don't worry, the country will bounce back. And it will bounce back greater than before. I remember somebody did tell you. And all of who sit down were able-bodied. All of who sit down where nothing to do them, they're not disabled, they're not disability. Come out, go look work. Come out, go look work. And get on life together. If you have to sit down and wait for a man to get $2,500, then your life is stagnant. You will never achieve anything out of life. You will never. If you can work this week and earn 30,000, and you can keep 15,000 out of it till next week, when you get another 30,000, and you can keep another 15 out of that next week, that's 30,000. And you put that one side and next week you say, all right, I'm going to sit and put only 5,000 or 10,000 upon the 30,000. You still save something. That better than you have your little money than people if you have a beggar man, $2,500. You want a spliff, you have a beggar man. You want a cigarette, you have a beggar man. This government teaches you how to fish. Them say see the tools, them see heart, yeah. Go get a skill, see job, yeah. See work there. Go and go do something. That is the right thing. And we need to get our country up and running. For too long, we have sat down idly, doing nothing. So now don't come on here and talk about PNP and JLP are the same. We are not the same. We are different. PNP have never built a hospital in Jamaica. Any hospital in Jamaica that was not built by the colonial powers was built by the Jamaica Labour Party. So PNP spent 19 years in a government and they not build one. A JLP have to come and upgrade them and add to them and build one new one down Mobi. Side I all one where they need bill already, where them have a bill over now too. So they don't rank, could look yourself with Andrew Holness and in government. And good steward of our nation. Decent Prime Minister. Well-thinking Prime Minister. Looking after the interests of our nation. See, crime, murders is at a 40-year low. Murders are at a 40-year low. No for we born and grow all our life. And we just get used to for people just are dead, so. How much we live in a community and we afraid for open we window. As 3 o'clock in the evening come, we gone in, gonna lock up. Because we afraid we are living a tyranny in our country. And you always have brought back some kind of stability. And you come and ring on yourself with the man. And you move up and go. No can walk in our shows. And no leader them can walk in. Neither Norman, neither Michael, neither P, nor Portia. None of them can walk in Andrew Holness shoes. Him beat all of them combined, put them together. If you put all of them achievement together, Andrew Holness have outdone all of the PNP leaders. Every single one of them. And that is an absolute fact. And he have done it in less than 10 years. So just imagine what he would do in 15 or 20 years. I don't think if PNP didn't have power, no country than a line up, figure with $6.7 billion, they not do it because of PNP beg people them and borrow people them money and couldn't pay back. A PNP do it. People they member. Then who to help with if PNP didn't have power? You hear me I tell you no? In 19 years of PNP government, they borrowed $980 billion and couldn't pay back. People they met. And if PNP didn't have power, dog them was supper. Who would get no help from them? And PNP would have to go in an international market, go back at high levels of interest. Put Jamaica back in a debt. And that would have happened. Because them borrow people them money and couldn't pay back. So they don't go like we don't know the history of our country. We're not coming over here and talk about PNP and JLP, same thing. We're going to move up and go. JLP is 1 gazillion times better than the PNP. In any one of we leader them we choose. From Buster come right up, we better than every PNP leader. Everyone. She can't say anything what she wants to say, baby. She can't say anything what she wants to say. Andrew Holness is the one who stopped the crime and violence in our Westmoreland. I have lived it. Enough of my friends I grew up with, they're dead. Kill off them one another, fight over scamming money. All of them in a different factions. A war against each other over gun and who have better care and who a trouble who for girl. Enough of friends them go to school with, they're dead. Because PNP allow the country to get out of control. That is what happened. So I don't think we don't know our history. Our country. Enough of my classmates them go to school, they're dead, they don't even live to see 30. And PNP did nothing. The police don't operate without money from Andrew Holness government. Otis Taylor. I know say PNP not so intelligent, but you know, the police can't operate without government money. A taxpayer money operate the police. This is why you have a security minister. The security minister set what the police should do. Otis Taylor. We know say uno not so bright, but you know, you go and check out what is the job of the security minister, and why would need a security minister if under a government, you know. The PNP failed to pump enough money into the police. They never put no money into the police, and that is why the police could not perform. This government has come, build better police station, put AC in them, computers so police can start work, then generally make the conditions for being policing better. That will give you a better moral, and you will come and work and you will perform better. Not only that, the government has added new police vehicle. So every police station have several new vehicles. Police feel better about themselves. They can get their job done better. See? Not only that, the government go again and the government put in install more police station. And after installing more new police station, they put up the numbers from 6,000 to 15,000. That means there's more police officers there. Not only that, they went a bit further. They started to introduce new technology. Then put in new uniform, new standards of uniform. Police feel better about themselves. Then go again and then put in, then give them more money. Then double the amount of money where they did get before. So police feel better about themselves, then start to perform better. It and a rocket science, Otis, them the things that I go breed result. It a go result. Saying we know so we're not so bright, we're not so intelligent, so we have to try and reason, we don't know. Sometime. You know? So just look up the job of the security minister and it will tell you, you know, what the security minister, what role he plays in policing. See? And if the government never play no role, we wouldn't need no security minister. Police would have just do what police do. I'm not sure how you compute the Otis, but how you make a distinction between the police and the government being separate. See? The government allow the police some kind of autonomy to, you know, to run and operate slightly independent of the government. And the reason why they did that is because under the Patterson government, PJ Patterson used the police as his personal militia and was using the police to do killings and stuff like that. See? Things like Operation Kingfish and other operation we used to go in at places like Tivoli and in labor strongholds and antagonize the people and kill people, extrajudicial killings and all of that. See? In black man, Chinese black him already. See? So this is what I tell you now. These people, them can't make the distinction between, you know, the government doing greater things for Jamaica because they're not used to it. You know, they're not used to it. Them used to see Jamaica just under siege. And at that them hold on pan say country still under siege. The country is no longer under siege. The country is operating now like a country. This is why America bring down the travel advisory down to the lowest level, meaning that Jamaica is completely safe for tourists to travel. See? Because we got that certificate that I'm telling you about. The Jamaican police now is certified to, they are working and operating like the New York police, like the Metropolitan Police, like, you know, the federal is in Mexico. The police is operating as a functioning, what you call it now, intelligence-driven, intelligence-led police force. See? So, that is kudos and credit to this government. So, I don't know them things there. I don't come and run off and look a big. I don't know, no big and dunce and stupid. I don't move up and go. And don't make my cousin, you know. Guys, there's almost 300 of us here. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not yet a subscriber. Big up all 298 of you guys who are here. Big up all 144 persons that gave me a thumbs up. I got to go and get ready for go to work. See? So I'll soon this evening. I know I said I never come on this morning, but I only sleep for 3 hours and wake up. I not sleep my people. I know how I go. See? But I will soon this evening between 6:30 and 7 in the evening, Jamaica time. See? So big up on yourself. Much love. Shower laborers.